Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I am kind of discussing on how I start projects. I have been, for the past couple of years, been working on home refreshes and things like that throughout the house. I recently purchased this house a year ago from my mom, and from that I've been ripping out carpet, and as I rip out carpet, I'm also repainting rooms, redoing some things. I've been living in this house, renting from her since 2008. So pretty much the rooms are the way that I want the rooms to be, but I've also, through the years, purchased furniture that was not the best furniture, and it was what I could afford at the time. So I'm slowly trying to redo the furniture in some of these rooms to furniture that I like, and also changing it for who I am now and not for who I was in the past. So a lot of the things that I've been doing have been trying to make things in my house light and bright and airy, and I know that in the past I was drawn more to dark blues and maroons and all of this type of stuff, which is, there's nothing wrong with those colors, but for me it's a sign of depression. And I notice when I'm wanting to close off curtains and do all of this and be in the dark and be surrounded with dark colors, that it is a sign that I'm moving into a depressed state, and I need to look at what's causing the depression and fix it. So that is one self-awareness thing that I have realized over the years. And when I notice that I'm drawn to those colors, then it's like, okay, something's wrong. And but now I'm wanting to be surrounded with light blues, light greens, like this blanket, light pinks. If you hear noises in the background, that is Jack playing with the toy. We have Binks right here and Sam is on the chair over there. But I want to be surrounded with the light blues, light greens, pinks, yellows, the light beiges and everything. I'm not really a gray person. I really don't like the color gray for rooms and designs and all of that. I like beige because it's a warmer color, and I'm an earth sign type thing, so I like to be around like more earth colors, but then it's throwing the blues in there for the calming. I think that's also the green. It's the green and blues for calming and all of that type of stuff. So knowing that that is what I am drawn to, that is kind of like when I look at a room, when I'm thinking of the guest bedroom, it is not next on the list to do because it is going to be a little bit more expensive and I need to save up for it. But one of the things that I'm looking at it's like, I know I need to repaint this room. Do I want to repaint it the same blue, which is a very pretty bottle glass blue or glass bottle blue, or do I want to paint it the same color that I have that wall over there, not this one, but that wall, and just kind of keep that going through the house. If that's the case, then white furniture, or do I want to make it wood furniture with a warmer tone and not make it so sterile white type thing. So those are things that I kind of think about. I also look at inspiration on home and gardening station, TV shows, all of that type of stuff, other places on YouTube and stuff like that. I really don't go to Pinterest, but I know a lot of other people that go to Pinterest for ideas on how to, get colors and what works with each other and everything. I don't really do that. I kind of shoot from the hip when it comes from that, really. It's kind of I know what I like and I know what will kind of go together. I don't know if that's because of the graphic design background that I had, and I wasn't a big graphic designer, but it's knowing that there's the color wheel and you want to have like blue, it needs to be partnered with a orange or red or a warm tone, or red, orange, yellow, that type of thing, because it's across the wheel from each other. So I do recognize that, and that's kind of what I try to do. It's if I have the beiges and the blues, then I also want to throw in a little bit of pink or something like that in there, just to give it a little bit of color or something like that. So it's not just all one thing. I also want to add in different textures and stuff like that just to make it feel more homey and everything for me. Everything that I'm doing is designing it for me. So that is the biggest key, is when you're looking at things, to design for you and not really care about anybody else unless you're living with someone else. And I've noticed that even with my own parents, where my dad said, don't paint the bedroom green. What did my mom do? She painted the bedroom green. He was fine with any color but green, and she painted it green. And it was green until they moved out and I moved in. So, and we're back to a green wall over here. Sorry, Dad. But for me, since it's just me in this house, I'm basically designing it for me and what makes me happy and what makes me feel good. You know, when I come home, I want to feel good. I want to feel safe. I want to feel like this is home for me. And that's exactly what I've been doing over the last year. So when it comes to actually starting the project, it's looking at the room and looking at what do I want to change about it. So let's take, for instance, my guest bedroom. I want to change the bed frame. I want to change the desk. I like the curtains. Do I want to change the paint color? I like the paint color, but do I want to change the paint color? I know I need to paint the ceiling. I know I'm going to rip out the carpet. I know I need to get into the closet and clean that closet out and redo the closet as well. I need to do some organization stuff in there because it is a storage closet, because it is the guest bedroom. So I want to have like my gift wrapping stuff in one section, which I still need to dwindle down the gift stuff that's in there. A lot of the home stuff needs to be reduced, all of that type of stuff. So there's some projects that need to happen in the guest bedroom, but physically what needs to change in there? I'm not going to change out the fan because it's working perfectly fine. I actually like that fan. The only really thing that's kind of like questionable that I would change would be the paint color. And it's kind of, do I want to keep this blue? Do I want to put up wallpaper like I did here? Do I want to paint, just make everything the shell white that I have throughout the house because it is a guest bedroom? I know that I also want to make this room not just the guest bedroom, but also the exercise room. So I have my treadmill and bike in there and have it set up to where I'm actually like ready to go in there and do that, but I can quickly put it away if I have a guest over, like my mom. So that's some of the things that I've been doing. So once I think of the mental list of things that I want to change, I then start looking around at options. So like I said, really don't go to Pinterest. I've just gone to Amazon and made a wish list over there, and I titled it guest bedroom. And anything that I run across, and I've been doing this for a couple of years now, run across that I'm like, ooh, that might be good for a bedroom, and I just throw it in there. So I have different options for wallpaper, for bed frames. This time I'm actually looking for like a twin day bed with a trundle underneath where you can pull it out and make it a king size bed. And I'm most likely going to go with an IKEA bed frame because that's the one that I seem to prefer over everything else. So there's all of that. So I know I have something like that in mind. Then there's the desk. I kind of want to get a writing desk because my mom does work on her computer a lot when she comes to town. And so I want to have a desk for her to, you know, be able to use it when she needs it. I also want to keep the dresser. The one item that will move into the closet will be the cube shelf that is underneath the window right now. And again, I want to keep the treadmill and the bike easily accessible so that way I can actually use it. And if it's hidden, I won't use it. If it's put away, like the bike is behind the door right now, I'm not really using it. But I want to be able to, you know, put those away if I have a guest over. So those are some things that I was looking at on changing that out. I know that I also will need to get a rug in there. My mom likes rugs, so I'm gonna, more than likely, that room, it's kind of designing it for me, but it's also mainly designing it for her. She is okay with sleeping on a twin size bed when she is here. She actually wants to take the bed frame that I currently have and use that as her bed frame in her house. And so she's perfectly fine sleeping on a twin size mattress. But I want to have that availability to, you know, have a bigger bed in case I have more guests over and all of that. So I know that I also will need to get a rug that is comfortable for my mom to step on and keeps her feet warm when she's in there. And yeah, so I'll do a separate video about budgeting on these projects. I'm not the best at budgeting because I tend to go a little bit over, but I tried to focus on that, on doing the hall bathroom, on trying to keep it under a certain budget, and I think I did a pretty good job. I haven't gone back to run numbers or any of that, but I was very close to the budget, very close to the budget. But from there, I kind of, you know, look at the room and say, okay, are there cracks that I need to patch up? Do I need a caulk? Do I need to repair anything? Is, you know, all of this type of stuff. I know for a fact that in that room, I need to paint the ceiling, paint the walls, paint all the trim, and this includes also going into the closet, painting all of that. And also when I rip up the carpet, I'm gonna be painting or staining the concrete floor like I've done throughout the rest of the house so far. And so then it's like I have to go look at paint supplies to see how much so, you know, all of that type of stuff works on it. And then I know that it is going to take me at least a week. And this is taking vacation time off of work. I know it's going to take me at least a week to get the project done from pretty much start to finish. Some stuff may carry over into the next weekend, just like putting furniture together or, you know, doing some minimal type things after the fact. But the bulk of doing the room refresh is the painting. And that definitely does take a week, especially if when I'm pulling up the carpet and I find a crack in the concrete or something like that, I'm gonna have to look at that and kind of assess it and all of that type of stuff. So I do try to do a lot of prep work before painting. So like the week or two before I go to start doing all the painting, I know if I have any cracks in the walls, I need to start putting joint compound on them. I need to start working on making the walls smooth, cleaning the walls, prepping everything, doing all of that type of stuff. And then take the week off of vacation and spend the day painting the ceiling and the walls. And then it's going to take at least a day or two to do the concrete. And then to paint the trim, that will take another day to do all of that. So it's kind of like, I know from previous experiences how long it takes me. So I know that if it's just me doing it, it takes a little bit longer. But if I have my mom here to help me, and she likes to paint and do all of that type of stuff, so it doesn't bother me too much. But and she doesn't mind it either, so because she likes to do it. So it does take it doesn't take as much time when you have two people there, but for me, if I'm just doing it by myself, I know it takes a week to at least do the painting and all of that type of stuff. And then it's moving all the furniture back in and doing all of this type of stuff. So allotting the time, that's kind of another thing that you have to think about. It's knowing that it's not going to happen on a weekend, unless you're like ultra weekend warriors and have a lot of people helping you out. But if it's just you, it's going to take a lot longer, and don't stress about it. It's, you know, your house is going to be a disaster zone for a week or two, and then you can clean it up and move on from there. And that's partly why when I'm doing these projects, it's, you know, it doesn't happen every single weekend or every month or something like that, because it does take some time. And then the cleanup, you feel exhausted after it and all of that type of stuff. So it's giving yourself the grace and all of that type of stuff. So I know this was kind of in like no random order or anything, and I don't even know if this kind of helped you guys, but it's definitely how I start projects. It's basically, I go into the room, look at what needs to change, what I want to change, And then from there, kind of getting inspiration on ideas and putting things in a wish list or a Pinterest board or something like that to give you ideas for when you go shopping. And then from there, it's kind of setting up a budget on how much you actually want to spend on this. And you have to also factor in all the paint supplies, all of that type of stuff. The items with shipping and handling and taxes and all of that also cause everything to increase as well. And then to kind of set a schedule, a time, and say, this is how I'm going to do it. And this is how long it's going to take. And don't push yourself to do it all in one setting. It's going to take some time, and if you want it to be perfect or near perfect, don't rush through it. Just take your time, enjoy the process, and enjoy the chaos as much as you can. Enjoy the chaos. But once everything is done and you look back at the room, like I'm sitting in this room and I absolutely love this room. It's right now with the sun coming in through the windows, it's the perfect time. Winter time is perfect for this. Sam is so cute, curled up on the ottoman in the sunlight. It's, you know, this room makes me happy, and I'm so glad to wake up into it every single morning and go to sleep in it every single night, because it is exactly how I wanted my room to be set up. And so when you have that every single day, it makes you feel so much better about your circumstances and everything. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be back tomorrow with another Vlogmas video. Thank you everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye everybody.